Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Michael of Planner Time with Michael. Thank you all so much for joining me today. In today's video, we are going to be doing a highly requested video. Yes, it's finally here. I want to do a video on how I make these shadow boxes. So, why don't we get into it? And this is not my idea for these. I saw these on Just For You Paper Crafts. I believe her name is Sasha from Just For You Paper Crafts. This is where I got the idea from. I watched her do it, so I hope I do these justice. This was the first one I've ever made. I've only made one, so hopefully I will do, a rather okay job on it. So let's get started. Now I do have, I don't even know how many pages of directions, and see, I even wrote down her name, but I have what, 1, 2, 3 pages of directions. So I'm going to refer to these as I go. So what I thought I would do is for the inside, I thought I would use this paper and maybe, I'm not quite sure. I'm thinking I kind of want this, but I really don't want to, use too much of this. Not use too much, but I don't want to use just the middle and then have all of this, and not be able to use it. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any kind of sense. So I may just do like this part up here, this hocus pocus for inside the middle. And the outside, I thought I would use just this plain orange. This one is textured a little bit, but just orange cardstock. So I'm going to need this. I have my bone folder out. I have my scoreboard and my paper trimmer. So you're going to need those. Plus, I know I have charms. I'm going to have to find them because I would like to somehow hang a charm from here if I could. But let's just start making it and, kind of plan as we go, so to speak. Okay, so I have my outside piece. And this one you want to cut to a 6 by 6 piece. So here is 6. I don't know how much of this you can see on the camera, but I'm going to cut a 6 by 6 square. So let's cut this piece. Okay, so now we have a 6 by 6 square, and I am going to have to cut another one for the back, but let's just start with this. Okay, and then let's see. We're going to take this and we're going to make a bunch of score marks on it. Now, let me get my scoreboard. Now this is, I think I have a smaller one. So I was going to use my larger scoreboard, but I remember I had this. I bought this from Hobby Lobby. It was a pack. This came with this. So let's try this smaller scoreboard out to see what we think of this business. And we're going to score, let's see. We're going to score every 1/4 inch. We're going to start at 3/8, 3/4, 1 1/8, 1 1/2. So we're going to start. Let me see if you can, hopefully you can see this. Okay, so your first one is at 3/8, which is going to be 1, 2, right here. Hopefully you can see this. So I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to score it right there. Then you're going to do 3/4, which is right here. Okay, so we're going to do 3/4. Okay, then we're going to do 1 1/8. Which will be here, okay? And then we're going to do 1 1/2. Don't slide around on me. Which is where? Right here? Which will be right there. Okay, and we're going to do that on all 4 sides. So again, we're going to go to 3/8, which would be 1, 2, 3/8. 1, 2, 3/8. Then 3/4. Okay. Then 1 1/8. Okay. and then 1.5, which would be right here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do well, let's just do them together, right? Hope everybody is having a 3/8 inch day. No, a great day today. So again, 3/8, 3/4, 3/4, 1 1/8, and then 1.5. Hope everybody is having a fantastic day. I'm filming this on Saturday. I'm not sure when I'm actually going to post it because let's see. Okay, 1, 2. I just filmed and posted a haul video today from Dollar Tree. So, but I'm trying to get ahead on my filming because, during the week with working, it is very, very difficult. So hopefully I can get ahead. Okay, so I hope you can see that. So we have all 4 of these sides scored. And let's go ahead, let's put this to the side. And all we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to fold all of these and we want to burnish them down. So I'm going to go through and I'm just going to fold these and burnish them down. So yeah, I think I was saying I don't know, I feel like I'm having an off day today. Like I didn't go shopping because I didn't feel like it. I kind of want to just rest, film some videos and get some rest. So we'll have to see. Okay, but all I'm going to do is I want to get these burnished down so we have some nice crisp folds. Hopefully I'm not going mad crazy and going over the lines, right? It's been it's been overcast all day today by me and cloudy, so I don't know, but let's keep going. Let's get all of these folded down nicely. So these are all folded. Okay, now we have it scored on all 4 sides. Okay, so now on 2 of these sides, we are going to score, again, this is going to be hard to show, but I'm going to try. So we're going to put it back on the scoring board, and we're going to score, come on, if I can get this out. We're going to score here at let's see, 1 7/8, but we're only going to do it on this line, if that makes sense. So we're not scoring on this one, we're scoring only here. So we're going to go to 1 7/8, which would be where? Right here. And we're not doing the top one. Okay, let me make sure this is flat there. So 1 7/8, so here's 2, so here's 1 7/8. We're not doing the top, but we're going to do this one. So 1 7/8, and then 4 1/8. So here's 4, here's 1/8. So again, we're going to not do it at the top one, but we're going to do it here. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side on this side. So we're going to, again, score it at, what did I say, 1 7/8. Okay, so that would be here. So not up here. I'm just going to bring this down, but right here. 1 7/8. Y'all, I messed up. That's not 1 7/8. This is 1 7/8. Ugh. I hope that doesn't mess it up. I don't know. We're going to see. I don't think it will, but so 1 7/8, and then again 4 1/8. So right here. So let's do it there. Look at, I already made my first mistake. So ignore that one, and we have these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now let's put that aside. And what we're going to do is we are going to cut all of these squares out. So let's take our scissors and we are going to cut these 4 sides out. So like this one, okay? Let's remove that piece. So we have that one. And we have this one. Okay. We're going to take that one out. Let's take this one. Okay, let's cut this one out. And this piece on the outside, this is going to make your frame. So that's why I went ahead with the, you know, just plain paper. And then on the inside is where I'm going to put the decorative paper. Okay, so we have all 4 corners cut out. And then where we have these score marks, we are going to miter. So we are going to cut here and here. Okay, so we are going to miter cut this one here, okay, here, and then we're going to cut that out. So it's going to look like this. So again, now I got to remember, I went to this, this is the wrong one, so we have that one. So we went from there to where? From there to this one. And then we are going to cut along that score mark. Okay, so we have that one done. Hopefully I'm doing this right. It's looking right, but you know, you never know. So again, we're going to go from here. It's like we're mitering it. So we're going from this corner to that score. Okay, and then you're just going to cut right there, if that makes sense. And again, I'm just starting where this this score line is. So I'm going here and I'm going to there. Okay. And then I'm going from this corner to that score mark there. And then I'm just cutting on the score mark. So it makes these 2 cutouts. So we have these 2. Okay, then, okay, and we did this, all score marks, we folded, we burnished it on all the sides. Okay, then I have written cut middle piece to glue down, and I think we're going to put the middle piece in here. Now, I got to remember, on this one I had to fiddle with it because I think I did it the wrong way. These are supposed to be the top and the bottom, so I got to remember that. Now, let's get our middle piece. So, I'm thinking this one. Let's go ahead, let's take this paper, okay, and let's cut off. I think I have a mini scoreboard somewhere too, or a mini paper trimmer too, but, okay, and where am I cutting? Okay, let's just cut that top off. And we still have that hole in there. But what if I use... Okay, so I'm a little bit... I hope I'm doing this right. I'm a little bit confused because on the directions, I have the middle piece as 3 1/4. I kept saying 1/4. 3 1/4 by 2. But I'm thinking it's actually closer to 3 by 3. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't know. Let's see. Let's try it and see. So if I did a 3 by 3, let's just do this at 3 inches, shall we? And then we can see. So that's 3. And then what if we just take the bottom part and we do another 3. And let's see if that's going to work. See, because I believe this part is the one you're gluing down. And then you're going to take these and you are going to roll these so that it fits in, you know, and it makes your box. So let's see. Let's see. I think I could have made it a little bit smaller, but you know what? Let's just go for this. Okay, so this is top, this is bottom. And do we want this side or... No, I'm just going to leave it like that. I was thinking this side because then you would see the texture, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so that's top and bottom. So let's take this and let's get our handy dandy glue. Now, I haven't used this glue in quite a while, so this is my art glitter glue. So I hope it's not temperamental with me. And let's glue this sucker down. Ooh, it's coming right out. Okay. Okay, so let's take that. And again, we're going to glue that right down. Try and go right in the middle there. Okay, that is going to be our inside piece as I get glue all over the place. Yep. Let me put my glue bottle topper back on. Okay, let's see if we can. We don't want any glue there because we're going to put our shaker mix in, and we don't want that, you know, the glue to be on there because we don't want the shaker mix to stick. Okay, and now you're going to have to maneuver this and kind of manhandle it, if you will, because it's going to go like this, and then you got to maneuver these pieces inside like so. So that, kind of like that, if you will. Okay, and then this. So I think I'm going to do the top and bottom first. So when you roll it like this, this piece, so you have it like this, right? The back of this top piece is the one you're going to glue. So let's put some glue down on here, shall we? Okay, I don't want to go too heavy-handed. And then we're just going to roll that down against that back and glue that down. So let's glue that down. I should have a smaller... Will this fit inside there? Just to make sure it's glued down and in place. Okay, so we have that there. I'm trying to think if I have something... I really don't. I was going to say have something smaller to just make sure that that's, you know, glued down on the bottom. And now we're going to do the same thing with this bottom piece. So again, you have it like this, right? The back of this top one is where we're going to put our glue. So let's take this and... let's glue this one down, shall we? So let's maneuver this one in. Okay, and I'm just making sure that that back piece is obviously is glued down, but also that it's pushed up against, I don't know if you can see, but you know, you want that bottom piece pushed up against that back. And this is going to form these two, not canals, but two, so you can slide this into it, if that makes sense. So we have those two down, okay? Now we're going to take this, we're going to glue this bottom part, and we're going to do the same thing, but we have to slide this into here, if that makes sense. Now this is going to be a little bit finicky, because you want to line it up as best as you can so that, you know, when you're looking at it, it doesn't have any huge... you know, gaps or anything. If it does, I mean, we can always, like I did in this one, you can put ribbon around it. So let's try this. Let's give her a go. Let's take some glue. Let's put the glue down on here. I don't want to be too heavy-handed with it because then I will have glue everywhere. And like I said, you got to kind of maneuver it and kind of manhandle it down into there. So let's see how I did. Okay, we're going to push that, but you don't want to push it down so hard that you push down on the paper, that you crease the paper, you know what I mean, or that you dent it or whatever you want to call it. So let's get that down. And I might put a smidgen of glue over in here and here to kind of, when I slide this down, so it holds that in place. So let's see if that works. Hold that down for a few seconds to get that to stick. And then the same thing on this side. See, so you want these well creased for when you fold it. Okay, so let's take this one. Let's glue this one. So I hope this is on camera. Let's... Okay, and then let's maneuver this down inside here like we did the other one. Okay? Okay, this one is not sticking. We're going to have to use ribbon along the outside, or you could use washi tape just to kind of hide it. So that way it doesn't, you don't see it. You don't see the imperfections, if you will. Okay, let's put that one inside there. Let's get that one to stick. Okay, let's get that one to stick down. Plus you want it secure so that when you put the shaker mix inside, it doesn't come out. See, so that's kind of, it's looking better. Let's get this so it glues down there and here. Okay. Let's give that one, let's hold that one down. Okay, so now what we're going to do, this is all done. So I'm going to take a piece of some ribbon. This is ribbon that I hauled from Michael's. I just filmed it the other day. It's part of their Halloween collection, and I really like it. So I'm going to put this in the back. So maybe like something like, maybe like that. So let's just cut it here. And I can always, trim it again if I need to. But something like this, maybe, and then we're going to glue this down. Like, I'm going to try and find the middle, if I can. Okay, see, so it's going to be, it's going to be like that. And what about like right there? So I'm thinking, let's just take a piece of, I can even take washi tape for this. As I'm looking, I don't see any. I do have this. Let's just take a piece of washi. And we can just tape that down. Again, this is going to be covered, so I don't really have to worry about it. Now I messed it all up. Okay, how about right there? And what if we just put that right there? How do we think about that? That's not too bad. Okay, so let's take that. Let's put that there. That'll be our ribbon for the top. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to cut a piece of acetate. We want the acetate. I have these sheets. I hauled these from Temu, and I already have some scraps from another one. But we want to put this, we want to glue this down on the front. And then we're also going to take washi tape, or I could take strips of this and cover the outside so that, because we're going to glue this down, but we don't want to see that because it's going to be a little messy. So, and we want to cut this acetate sheet. Let me get my trimmer to 2 7/8, excuse me, by 2 7/8. So Okay, so I went ahead, and cut my acetate down to 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. We're going to glue it to the front, but first we're going to put some shaker mix in there. And I was thinking, I do have this orange glitter. I thought that would look nice. Let's see if there's something in here. I just hauled these, if you'll remember, from Michael's. Now we do have these nice pumpkins. What do we have? This is why I bought these. We also have these black ones. I'm thinking because of the black background, though, these aren't gonna, they're not really gonna show. So let's see, we could do the purple. Hopefully you can see this. This one. We have that one. Thinking this one, or, yeah, not the pink. The pink's not gonna work. Or just the... What do we think? We have this one too. Let's open this. Y'all, I swear that's childproof. Mamma mia. So we have these. We have this. That might look cool. I think it's kind of small though. Don't you think this is too small? Unless I mix it with this. What do we think? I really think I want to put some of the hearts in it. I don't think I want the purple just because I have all orange and black. Let's just go for this. Let's take this and let's put some of those in. And why don't we mix it with some orange? I don't know how this is going to look, but we're going to try, right? Some of this, or is that too much orange? Should I go for this one? What do we think? Let's try this. Let's try this orange and, ooh, that's quite a bit. Okay, let's try that one. And now I got it all over myself. And what do we think? I think it needs more of the, I think it needs a few more of these. So let's see. What do we think about that business? Let's get this inside there. So we have that. What do we think? Hopefully it doesn't stick to the paper. And I just got it all over the place. So let me put this back in there. Okay, so we have our shaker mix inside. Now, let me make sure these are closed because that's all I need is glitter bits all over the joint. Okay, then we're going to take our acetate sheet. That might be a little bit too much, I don't know, but we're going to just go with it and see. And we're going to glue this down just right on there. So I think I'm going to just put glue where? Let's see. Well, let's just take it. I don't want to go too close to the edge because I don't want it to go inside, but let's go here, 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 and maybe right there, like so. And let me go ahead and let's lay that down. Okay, and then I will give that, see, you don't want to put too much glue because you put it there and it's going to, you like that term? So let's put that down and let's let that dry for a minute. Okay, and then what I did is I went ahead, so this is dry, or at least it should be. Now, these are sticking to the acetate, so I hope that won't stick forever. I don't know. But, and now what I'm going to do, but you get the idea, right? Now what I'm going to do, I probably should have used the anti-static powder. I don't know if that would have worked on the inside of this, but anyway, you live and learn, right? So now what I'm going to do is I cut some pieces out to glue along here. So that way we kind of hide this mess and it looks a little bit neater. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these, I'm going to glue these two down, and then I have two pieces for the sides that I'm going to glue down. So I went ahead, I glued all of these pieces down. Why don't we take a piece of ribbon now? Do we want this orange ribbon or do we want that black? What do we think? I'm not quite sure. On this one, the Christmas one I did, I just used red because that was the same color as the paper. So I'm thinking maybe I should use orange. I wonder if I put black, if that's going to be too much. See, I have this orange I could use. I think that might be cool, although this orange might be a little thick. Let's see. Where does this start? Okay, let's see this business. And I have glitter everywhere, y'all. Oh. Let's see. This might be a little thick to go around here. I mean, let's see. I don't want to have to trim this. It's going to hang over the sides a little bit. Is that okay? I think that's okay, right? So, do we want this orange going around it? Like this? So, see, it would be like that. Do we want that going around it? Or do we want to try this black and put this black going around it like so? I don't know. I feel like I like the black, but I feel like it's too much with this. So I'm thinking we're going to use the orange. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to start like in the middle at the top, and I'm just going to glue it going all the way down the outside. So like here, I'm just going to start, and we're just going to glue her all the way down like so. So let's just start, shall we? And let's take some glue. We will just put the glue if it comes out and it's clogged. Okay, let's try this again. I hope I unclogged it. Let's just take some glue and let's just start here, and we're just going to go all the way around. So we're going to glue that down. Oh, I think this is coming off. I think that's where the tape was from the outside. I should have cut that piece off, but it's too late now. So let's go ahead and let's put some glue there. And then this way, this will help seal those corners. And it's just going to make it look better. I think it's going to make it look nicer. So let's get that glued down. Okay. I feel like this glitter is coming off of this paper. I mean, this ribbon. I'm not quite liking that. Could be user error. Probably. Okay, let's glue that one down. Okay. Let's get this one glued in down. And then let's go do this side. Okay, let's put some glue on that side. Okay, let's get that stuck down nice. Okay. And then we are going to glue this part. So let's finish the top, shall we? So let's put some glue right here. Okay, and then let's glue her down. Okay, oh, I know why it's coming off. I have glue on my fingers. So, tip, wash your fingers off before you do that. I think that's why it's coming off, because I have glue on my fingertips. So see, it's pulling that glue right, or it's pulling that glitter right off. But let's pat this down. Okay. And then we will just cut this where? Cut that right there, and then let's just make sure we have this little piece glued down right inside there. But let's push this so it's a little bit more even, and glue that one down like so. Okay, so we have that along the outside. Now we're going to make the part to go on the back. And that one should be easy. Let me just get this, clean my glue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tidy up a little bit. I'm going to, I think, wash my hands, and I will be right back. Okay, so that's all glued down. That should be dry. And then for the back, we are going to cover this, and I pre-cut it. You want a piece that is, I think, 3 by 6. Yeah, 3 by 6. And then you're going to score it on a 3-inch mark so that it makes like this folder or this like card, whatever you want to call it. We're going to glue that on there. And then I went ahead and I pre-cut, I think these were 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. And I'm going to glue those on the inside. I was going to do white, but then I thought that would be kind of out of place. And I like this black. And I just made it a little smaller so that you have this outside, like that orange border. I could have made this a little bigger. Probably should have, but... And... what was I going to say? I can write on this, like you can write on this with a white pen. I think that would look really nice, like to journal on. Or you could just leave it like that and put some stickers, which is what I might do. I might see if I can find my Halloween stickers and put some of those in there. But let's go ahead and let's glue this piece down. So we're just going to take this. And again, I probably should have made it a little bit bigger, but that's okay. You know, this is, remember, this is only the second one of these I have ever made. So, and we're going to kind of want to try and center it as best as we can. Okay, doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so we have that one there. And then let's take this next one. And let's glue this one down as well. And really, it's handmade, so if there's some imperfections, you know, that's all right, right? Okay, and what if we put this one, maybe move it up a smidge before it dries? It's not perfect, but again, so what? So we will put those two there. We're going to glue this down here. And then do we want to embellish this a little bit first? Let me put this topper back on so the glue doesn't dry out. And then, like I said, do we want... I am going to put some Velcro dots. I have these smaller ones that I bought on clearance at Hobby Lobby. I am going to put one here so that, you know, it stays closed. This one I didn't. I probably should because, see, it just falls right out. It just falls open. So, and see, I did the same thing here, but with white paper. But if you notice, it kind of sticks out. So I should have used the green to cover that. But you know what? Live and learn. So, let's do this. Let's go ahead and let's open this up. Let's go ahead and put one of those here. And then that'll give it time to dry while I go ahead and while I look for my stickers, and I kind of want to embellish this a little bit. So let's find the matching bits. And so let's take one of these and we are just going to put this, woo! But not all of them, Michael, just one of them. And let's take this, let's match it up with this. Okay, let's match that up. That looks pretty good. Then, why don't we take it, and why don't we just put it... I'm thinking right there. Let's see. What if we take this and we put it right there like so. And let's take this off. Okay, so we have that down there, and then we're going to close this like so. And that's going to give that time to set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for some stickers, maybe some charms or whatnot, and I will be back. Okay, so I'm back. So what I thought is wanted to decorate the outside of this. I had a piece of this left over, so I just trimmed it down. And I think I'm just going to glue this right in the middle there. What do we think about that? I think that's going to look nice there. So let's go ahead. Let's take our glue. And let's glue the outside of this. Or not the outside, but you know what I'm trying to say. Let's glue this down, okay? And I'm going to try and center it as best as I can. But again, you know, is it going to be perfect? No. It's handmade, so it's not supposed to be perfect. So there, oh, did I glue it on the right? Yes. Whew. So we have that glued down there. I was going to put stickers on the inside, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to just leave that because that way I will have room to write. And we're going to go ahead, we're going to take this and we're going to glue this down right on the back. So let's take that and let's glue this down on the back. I wanted to put a charm, but one, I have to find them. I don't know where they are. And two, I don't think I have a jump ring that's big enough to fit around there. So I may just not worry about a charm and just glue this down like so. Okay, so then let's take a look. Let's put the glue back on so this doesn't decide to be temperamental and dry out. Let me make sure I got nothing. So here's the front. We have our little ribbon. And again, this is kind of, that glitter is sticking to this acetate. So I'm going to have to figure something out about that. But I like the way that that looks on the inside. We have this going along the outside. We have our ribbon here and here. And then when you flip it over, you can open this up. And you have journaling space inside here. So you can write something with a white pen, probably even an orange metallic pen that writes on black paper. You could write in here. And there we go. There we have our Halloween shadow box. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that I was able to explain things clearly enough. And you know, like when I watch videos like this, I write the measurements down, but it doesn't always, I don't know if it's just me, but it doesn't always work exactly like that. Like I have to tweak it here and there. So I hope I gave you proper measurements, but when you're doing it, you know, you're going to see that it might be a little bit different. So why that is, I don't know, but that happens to me. So maybe I'm just completely horrible at measuring, which I probably am. But anywho, there we go. There's our finished product. So like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned from it. I will probably make some more just so I can get better at them. But thanks again for joining me today. I really, really appreciate it. And as always, if you like this video, please hit that like button as well as leave a comment in the comment section. If you want to see more of my videos, please hit that subscribe button as well as the notifications bell. That will help me out as I am trying to grow my channel. I am almost to 2,800. My goal for the end of this calendar year is 3,000, so I'm really hoping to make that happen. So thanks again for joining me. I hope everybody has a fantastic week, and I will see you soon in another video. Take care and stay safe, y'all. Bye-bye.